Hello and welcome to episode 206 of the Veeam Community Recap. What is going on here? I'm in a different place, as is Maddie. Maddie definitely picked a better place to do her recording. I looked like Darth Rick just a second ago with the black shirt on a black wall. But good early morning, Maddie. How are you?
Good morning, Rick, and good morning or good day, community, because we don't know what time you are watching us. I'm doing well. Yeah, we are in the same office. We are in Seattle for our product strategy team meeting, and it's great to see everyone. Very early start, as you said. I am jet lagged. I know the reasons why I woke up so early today, 3 a.m. So early start, but why are you awake? Because you are not jet lagged. Tell us more.
Well, I and I feel bad because apparently it was really cool what y'all did last night, but I have been trying to just get caught up with. We've got some Veeam stuff going on. We've got some stuff with some analysts going on. There's a lot going on, a lot to do, and I am really like, I get all stressed out if like got stuff in the inbox and stuff that needs to get done. And in fact, I'll be back here next week, 2 weeks in a row. That's what kind of stuff needs to get done. So it's busy. Actually, you did it right. I should have sat in that chair because I would have had the same background because all these meeting rooms are about the same. It could be like that, but
I tried the light, I just went across the room, but
just gonna
yeah.
say, Maddie knows best. Maddie knows best. But speaking of Maddie knows best, she knows best of what's going on in the community. And so let's take a look at some of the activity. Yes, again, one screen, but we'll start with her first pick, and this one is from Sean. And now I'm doing a trick. I'm doing full screen on the browser, so nobody knows how many tabs I have. I guess until I close one, then you'll know. But what caught your eye on this one from Sean?
Okay, I think last week we mentioned Sean as well. So this
Mm-hmm.
week we mentioned Sean again. So great things that you are putting together in here at the community. So thank you for that, Sean. So he's discussing the Veeam Intelligence, which is basically a virtual assistant integrated directly into the Veeam backup and replication console. And this tool supports multiple languages and can handle both basic and complex questions, making it useful for users at any skill level. So that's a pretty cool tool and powerful. So I think everyone should use it. And he's taking us step by step on how to use it. And um, this is simple as it gets, access Veeam Intelligence, ask the question, manage the chat window. If the first answer isn't quite what you need, simply add more detail. So it's basically like a chat GPT if you think about. And the chatbot remembers your previous questions and keeps the conversation context intact so you won't need to repeat yourself. That's really straightforward. Then, of course, Sean also presents some of the limitations of the tool, and it's normal since it was only launched. When was it that, Rick?
It's barely a year old.
So it's going to take time. So it's normal to have some limitations, but I'm sure it's only going to get better. So it's the question limit. We are talking about the OS requirements. Is not available on Windows Server 2012. So you need at least a Windows Server 2012 R2 or like a later version. Then, to use Veeam Intelligence, your server running the Veeam backup and replication console must have an active internet connection. And if you're using the community edition or NFR license, you won't have access to Veeam Intelligence, which is no surprise, to be honest. Um, and then the advice is don't share sensitive or confidential information with the chatbot because the queries are processed externally.
Mhm.
So then another one, if Veeam Intelligence experiences high demand, there may be delays or issues with processing your request. And I think many of these limits I experienced using, other chatbots, other the Chat GPT. If you use that, you would know that there are limitations in there. So pretty cool overall. As I said, I'm sure it will only get better. And thank you, Sean, for putting this together and sharing it with the community. And I definitely advise all our members to use it because it's powerful.
Indeed. And just a note, at Veeam, we're going to have a session that shows the next iteration of Veeam Intelligence. And Kirsten and I just recorded that for the online experience. So definitely check that out for sure. So I don't know if I can do this, Maddie. Let me see. I did it, but my tabs popped up. All right, next up is Pete with an updated Veeam and Nutanix best practices document. I got a lot of opinions on this, but what caught your eye on this link?
Well, our guy Pete, he's more and more present in the community. He loves the community, so thank you, Pete. We love to have you in the community as well and supporting us. He just basically informs us on the Nutanix and Veeam best practices document that has been updated to include VDP V12 and VBN AHV V7, and it discusses Veeam backup and replication on Nutanix, AHV system requirements, and then Veeam backup and replication on Nutanix, AHV best practices, proxy, appliance and scaling, networking, application consistent backups, Veeam backup job best practices, and a lot of other important things when it comes to this matter. Obviously, it's a very long document, so we are not going to go through all those details. So I advise everyone in the community, if you are using Nutanix, to go and check it out. Pete shared the link in there with us, so actually two links. One is the best practices, the other one is
the Veeam doc.
The other one?
Yeah, this is the Veeam documentation for this.
Okay, that's the Veeam documentation. Okay, yeah. So cool stuff. What are your opinions? You said you have a lot of opinions.
Well, I love a good best practices document. But Pete, do me a favor. Get them to fix this. This is backup and replication, not backup and recovery. But I'll let it slide. This is community. This is this happens all the time. It's just a little thing that catches my eye. But no, this is good stuff, Pete. A lot of people asking about new and additional hypervisors nowadays. Happy to see that these kind of best practices are out there too, because that is, what people really need to feel confident in their new platform choices. So good stuff. Thank you. All right. Third up on featured content today comes out of the now very active, thanks to one particular person, cybersecurity space, a post from Lucas about a hardening script with Windows Server and Veeam 1. This is good stuff.
Absolutely. I think like a few weeks ago or months, can't remember, we discussed the Veeam Windows hardening script that he put together, and now he has a version 1.1. And he starts by discussing requirements and procedures and goes over all changes. It seems like in order to expand the scope of this script and to include additional Veeam products and components, he successfully tested this version, the 1.1 with Veeam 1. And during the test, there were no limitations or restrictions or errors observed. So you are good to go with it. And then there are some changes in changelog v1.1 in a detailed form in here, and he goes over each of those. He did like some correction of various spelling errors, optimization of outputs, renaming the system disk from local disk to OS disk, and then disabling auto mount and many other. I'm not going to just go over all of those, but there is a full list of it. My advice is, like, if you want to try it out, just look us, share the link to his GitHub in there. You can go download it, try it. But thank you, Lucas, for keeping us updated with your work. It's quite important, and let's see where this is moving forward. No?
Yeah, this is good stuff, Lucas. And one thing I'll highlight about this this type of information that you're providing here. Is like these scripts are really, really powerful because they're hard to do on Windows. They're easy to do on Linux, and we've productized some of it. But I just want to let everybody know this is a great resource, scripts at your own risk, of course. But we should remind everyone that next week, Lucas is doing an online event at the cybersecurity space. Well, everybody can join. And we've got some good traction already, but he really knows what he's doing. And it's good to see both posts and then these online events as well.
Oh, and I want to say one more thing. Congratulations, Lucas, for being a Vanguard.
That's right. Luke, we'll have to get Nikki to get a post up like we did with the other
She's
classes.
working on it already.
Working on it. There we go. But yeah, we did have the class of 2022 Vanguards rolled in. And Lucas, good stuff. Welcome to the Veeam 100 series of programs. But yeah, everyone, just a reminder, I know we covered it last week on Special Department, but this event will be good to attend. Speaking of Special Department, an update has been made to KB 4514, which is the inline malware detection. If you are using Veeam backup and replication, not connected to the internet, you can take a look and get this file updated, which, by the way, one new thing is also for Orchestrator, as well as Veeam backup and replication. What I want to draw everyone's attention to, what you look at, is the version number. I think it was either 91 or 92 last week. Now it's 93. And you go down here and see what's new, right? We just individual threat behavior and some of their tools and stuff is what we're looking for. So good stuff. Check it out. All right. Next up in Special Department, we have a very, very special thing. And this one was really cool. So Saturday of the weekend was International Women's Day. And Emily and our team just kind of took some reflections across the different ladies on the Veeam product strategy team, including Madi yourself. I think this was a really cool post to get all these different perspectives, Madi.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Emily, for taking the initiative and putting all this together. This was a really cool project. There's going to also, on top of that, Emily worked with the video producing team. She gathered some videos from all the ladies in the team. So you might just see us popping in on the social media. So with some special inclusive diversity messages. And yeah, thank you for taking the time. And I think this is very inspirational for all the women that are coming to the community hub, and they just need some motivation. They need some because some of us, we haven't started on a very technical in our career, so it's great to see other ladies that have a journey that didn't start with technical education. So I think this can inspire and motivate some other ladies in the community. And yeah, we are not going to stop in here. We have big plans when it comes to women in tech and diversity and inclusiveness projects this year. So bear with us. You'll find out more in the next coming months. But thank you once again, Emily.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We got a lot of ladies on the team, so the scroll's going to take a while to get through them all. But my comment here is that I really like when we can feature the ladies and their perspectives. And there's you, Madi, and then Sophia and Nicola as well. But it's also a good reminder to everyone that, one of the things we have in our Veeam community, and I think that's everyone, yes. One of the things we have at the Veeam community is this Women and Allies in Tech group. And, we celebrate it on International Women's Day, but it's also available every day. So we just want to make everyone aware of that. All right. So that brings us back to one screen operations. That's what it looks like when I do the switches. But Madi, thank you so much for curating all the content here today.
Sure. You might have noticed we skipped VBS, but yeah, we are in special conditions, right?
Circumstances. Yes. Yes. We're in special circumstances, and it's well, it's 7 in the morning local time. So, and we're already here ready to go. So it's quite
And
the
last
week.
night we finished late, so
Oof. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I feel bad. I skipped last night because now everybody's showing the pictures, and that looked actually pretty cool.
it was a cool activity. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going tonight. We got another thing tonight that I'm going to. So, and then let's see. Next week I'll be here.
Okay.
We'll figure out a way. Are you home next week? I think you are.
Yes, I will be
Okay.
at home next week. So.
Okay. All right, everyone. We will see you next week on 207. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next time.